The ED has made serious accusations against Sanjay Raut. For example, he apparently threatened a key witness with rape and murder. So how would you respond to this?
I wouldn't want to go into what are the charges made against, because the Enforcement Directorate's job is to look at financial frauds and talk about that, which unfortunately they haven't been able to produce much. Now, as far as this particular person is concerned, this has been a long-standing family feud between the two sides. I would not want to go into the details of it because that would be for the ED and for Sanjay Raut to answer. But however, having said that, for them to just leak out selected audio, etc., is just one part of the story. And those videos, audios that has been playing all over, are they tampered with? Have they been checked? Have they been checked with whether these or the audio, the main source of this audio? So all these questions, this is a very grey zone to be in. They can keep hurling these accusations till they don't prove it in the court of law. Till then, they will be merely accusations used to politically attack and carry out their political witch hunt.
Priyanka, Sanjay Raut through Praveen Raut is alleged to have received 1.12 crore rupees. So this is what they're saying, and it's a 1,000 crore plus scam, apparently.
No, absolutely incorrect amount that is being quoted. And again, I would remind you of the 2G, during Vinod Raiji, who was the CAG chief, there were huge amounts of money which were shown as scam money, and huge amounts of front page stories were carried out on the basis of the charges made. What has happened 8 years down the line? None of those charges have been proved. So they can keep throwing numbers, he can say 100 crores, they can say 200 crores, 1,000 crores, 2,000 crores. It is, the onus is on Enforcement Directorate for them to be able to show that they are working in an impartial manner. They're trying to find financial frauds and get financial accountability and transparency to the system. They would need to prove all these numbers. Till now, what I've been hearing is 112 crores made by Mr. Praveen Raut, and out of that 1.2 crore or some XYZ money. And that's part of some illegal proceeds.
So
that
therefore,
is absolutely absurd charges to make with no documents to prove that it is a fraud.
So therefore, what is this all about? Is this, do you believe, an effort to put pressure on the Shiv Sena, those who are still, supporting Uddhav Thackeray, that look, if you don't listen in, then the ED might come after you? Is that what this is about?
Absolutely. Since 2019, when the alliance came undone and we formed a government with a new alliance, they have been targeting us in such a vindictive fashion, right from trying to topple our government, engineering that entire rebellion that we saw recently, again using the fear of Enforcement Directorate, CBI, IT. But I can just say one thing. There are those loyalists who are facing this kind of political vendetta, and there are those who feared and ran away and are now sitting in the lap of the Bharatiya Janata Party. This is their pressure tactics, where they started a new model. One is the elected democracy model, where they win an election and they form the government. The other thing that Bharatiya Janata Party has introduced in this country is an enforced democracy model, where they use these central agencies to disturb non-BJP governments and to topple those governments and make their own governments. We've seen this in Madhya Pradesh, we've seen this in Arunachal Pradesh, we've seen this in Karnataka, we have seen this in Maharashtra. So there's the electoral democracy, there's the enforced democracy. And that is what we are fighting.
No, but that's all very well. But Sanjay Raut has skipped questioning on at least 2 occasions. The ED says that he isn't cooperating.
So those 2 occasions were when Parliament was in session, and in fact he had written a written request had gone through him that I would be busy with my parliamentary obligations. Parliament is in session. I have answered all your questions. If there are any additional questions for me to answer, I'd be happy to do that post the session is over. But since I am in Delhi, it would be too much for me to keep doing this to and fro. Let's do this after the Parliament session. I can also give an example of a recently converted to Bharatiya Janata Party breakaway faction of the Shiv Sena, where 10 ED summons were given. The person does not attend even one single summon, but is attending the Parliament. So anyone who is vocally speaking against the Bharatiya Janata Party, anyone who has put them in a dock and asked them tough questions, is now being hounded through these various agencies. So it is pretty clear as daylight that those who are with them will not have any ED, CBI, IT following them. Those who are speaking against them, They'll have all these people gunning for them till the time they can choose to silence them, they can arrest them, they can suspend us in the parliament. This is what is happening, and I think that is what needs to be challenged.